Good morning. This is the Peak Signing Agents podcast with your host, Derek Van Otten, DVO. And I don't know where you are, but it's morning for me. It is Saturday morning, and I'm in front of a hotel going to do another signing. And you know me, I love signings on Saturday. I'm in another county, and it was just smooth sailing getting out here because it's Saturdays. Not much traffic. People aren't going to work or school this early in the morning, so works out great for me. And this person, I was already texting them, letting them know I'm on my way. I'll meet them in the lobby, and they seem to be in a good mood as well. So I love Saturdays. Real quick, going back to last week where I was at another hotel on a Friday morning. This time I'm at a Saturday morning. But last week I told you some tips about me, trying to meet in the lobby, just to be more safe. And that's what I'm doing with this gentleman I'm meeting with. He's in town for some type of race, a car race, and so, or maybe a motorcycle race, I don't know. Anyway, we're meeting in the lobby. But on the last week's episode, when I went, after we recorded, I went to the lobby to go find a spot. There was no lobby. Well, there was a lobby. No, there wasn't. There's more of like a reception desk. No lobby, nowhere to sit. So it was really handy to have my mobile office, which if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see I'm recording in right now. So I'm in the back of the mobile office. Last week it came in very handy. The gentlemen were able to jump in the back and we were able to get it done. And it just worked out really well because their room didn't have a table. So anyway, it worked out really well. And I was able to use this mobile office quite a bit this past week during my signing. That's why it's so handy to have something. If I didn't have this mobile office, I would probably, in my trunk or whatever I was driving, I would probably carry maybe a little card table and some fold-up chairs. I'm sure it's not the most convenient thing, but in situations that can be very convenient. I'll tell you a couple situations that happened. Just yesterday, I'm meeting with some signers, and they said, well, they were it was a seller package because they're selling their previous home. They just moved here. They don't have furniture yet. Their furniture is still arriving. They have nowhere for us to sign. They're like, we don't have a place, so maybe we can meet you around our house. And I told them, don't worry. Give me your address. I'll pull up in the driveway, jump on in. And that's what we did. It worked out great. And then here's another one that was very interesting. So one of my clients called me. It was the last minute. They're like, we're so sorry this is the last minute, but can you help us with this? They have to have a mobile notary. And I said, sure. I this is going to be tight, but I can make it work. So I get down to their office to pick up the documents. And they tell me, say, hey, sorry to do this to you, but it's another weird situation. And with this client, they've given me a couple weird situations. Anyway, they said, the real estate agent said, do you have a mobile notary? And we told the agent, yes, we do. And they said, well, where are they meeting? Where are they going? And they said, they're going to their house. So the agent responds with, oh my goodness, this is a bad idea. Because, she's a real estate agent. Out of all the houses I've been to, she said, this is probably in the top 2 worst houses. As in, inside is not pleasant. So title's telling me this. And I'm just, pondering over my head. I'm a neat freak, like I've mentioned before. I'm a neat freak. I am not looking forward to a really messy house or a really stinky house or a cluttered house. It's not my favorite thing, but I'll do it. And they're telling me this. I'm like, okay, this real estate agent's probably been in hundreds of, if not thousands of houses, and this is in the top 2. This is going to be bad. So I said, okay, all right, I have an idea. There's going to be 3 signers. I said, okay, I have an idea. It's not a problem. I'm going to pull up to the house. I'm going to walk up to the door, nothing in hand. I'm not going to carry my notary bag. I'll have nothing on me. I'm going to walk to the door. I'm going to ring the doorbell. When they answer, say, okay, great. I'm here. I'm your mobile notary. I have my mobile office. Please grab your IDs and meet me out in the mobile office. And I told them my plan. They said, well, are you all going to fit in there? I said, yeah, the bench. And if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see it's a bench. 3 people can sit back here. My front seats, my driver and passenger seats, they swivel. I can swivel them around so I can face them. So there'll be no problem. The three can sit in the back. I'll swivel the seats around. We're good. So they said, man, you're the best. That's why you're our favorite. That's why you're the best. So that's what I want to hear. Anyway, get to the house, knock on the door. Anyway, walking up to the house, I could tell from the exterior that the interior was not going to be a very pleasant experience. So their driveway, however, was on a slope. It was a sloping driveway. So I parked at the bottom because I didn't want to park on the driveway where we'd be at a slope, because they'll be like falling into their seat, or falling forward into the table here. So anyway, I parked in the bottom of the driveway. Went up to the door, and the agent was there, and she said, "Oh, hi." I said, "Hi, my name is Derek. I'm the mobile notary." And she was, "Okay, I'm the agent." And I said, "Great, I'm just gonna ask them to come out to my mobile office." And she said, "What?" Like, when I heard mobile notary, I just figured you're gonna come here, but you have a mobile office? And I said, "Yes, I need to check this out." So I told the barbers, or she asked the barbers, "Hey, he's got the mobile notary's here. He has his mobile office. Do you want to just grab your IDs and come out?" And they said, "Yeah, sure." I said, "Oh, thank goodness they were okay with that." Because you never know, right? They could be elderly. They could have a disability. I don't know. So I was just a little worried that it still might not happen at what I was hoping. And it did. They came out, and then anyway, the real estate agent came out and looked at it. She goes, "Wow, this is incredible. I've never really thought of a mobile notary really being that mobile and having a mobile office." And I said, "Well, to the best of my knowledge, I'm the only one that has an actual mobile office." But yeah. Anyway, we did out in the mobile office. We had the doors open to make sure it was aired out. Anyway, if I didn't have the mobile office and I was driving a vehicle, I probably would be carrying a card table and some folding chairs with me, just in case. That's probably what I would do. You never know when it comes in handy, and it's come in handy quite a bit just this week. There was other situations where we signed in the mobile office again. Now, me having this mobile office is not the intent for them to come out to me every time. It's an option. It's a place where I can sit back here and work, and it's an option for me if things happen that they can come inside. So recently it's come in very handy. Anyway, let's get into the topic this week. This topic is because I've seen certain. Okay, again, I'm part of many notary Facebook pages, and I kind of pay attention to what's happening in there, try to chime in, give my tips or advice on these pages. Anyway, there have been a couple people talking about their marketing baskets and encountering the receptionist at the front desk. But it's not necessarily encountering the receptionist, it's how they refer to the receptionist is what I'm going to be talking about. My question to you is, until this point, until you listen to this episode, what do you call the receptionist? Do you have a name for the receptionist? I want to know. I'm going to post this episode. Please comment in it, or feel free to even just message me. But before this episode, what did you call the receptionist? I hear them being called the gatekeeper, the guard dog, the watchdog. And so how do you refer to the receptionist? Me, I always refer to them as the receptionist. I never gave them any type of names or monikers. Now think about this. If you refer to the receptionist, right, and again, imagine you're going to be out there marketing yourself. If you refer to them as the watchdog, the gatekeeper, the guard dog, mentally, you saying that, you thinking of them as that, mentally, how is your state when it goes into marketing? Are you already nervous? Because that's how you think of the receptionist. Now, granted, the receptionist, that's their job. Their job is to filter who's coming in and out of the office. They're there to greet people coming in. They are there to handle solicitors, vendors, potential new vendors. That's their job, right? They're there to greet somebody that walks in. Now, of course, they might have a lot of notaries coming in. They might have a lot of real estate agents coming in, or lenders, mortgage officers coming in, because they're looking at, who do I want to do business with? Who do I want to pick as my premier title company? So they're going to have people coming in like that. So they're going to be pretty welcoming to people walking in, because that's what they want, right? They want the real estate agents, the loan officers coming into their office. They want that, because that means more business for them. But when you walk in, right, you're trying to solicit their business. You're trying to be a customer or a vendor, or whatever you want to refer to it as, for them. You're trying to be their notary. And they're not going to be the biggest fan of that idea of somebody coming in to say, hey, I'm here to solicit. And you might be bringing marketing baskets, gift baskets, bagels, donuts, whatever, baked goods, whatever it is. You might be coming in with something. And so they're there to just kind of monitor who's coming in right now to this office. And if your mentality is they're the gatekeeper, they're the watchdog, they're the guard dog, you are mentally putting yourself out already at a disadvantage, because you are mentally just kind of, looking at it from a negative lens. And that's what I'm talking about this on this episode, is how do you refer to the front desk receptionist? I never looked at them like that. I never looked at, when I first started, I was out there marketing, I never looked at them as that title. I never did that. I always looked at them as just a receptionist, a new friend. I also, when I walked in, I wanted to also win them over. Like, I'm just trying to win over the escrow officer or the escrow assistants. I'm trying to win them over, right? I want to be the best, show them my best personality, so that they like me, so they want to use me. They can see how professional I am, how outgoing and likable I am, because that's who is going to be sitting in front of their clients. So I'm always trying to be that person for the escrow officer or escrow assistant, but I'm also being that for the receptionist. Because if the receptionist, if he or she likes me, when they go back to go tell their escrow officer or assistant that I'm there, they're gonna my goal, or what I imagine that they do, is when they go back, they say, there is a really nice guy out here that would like to see you. Because I won the receptionist over as well. Excuse me, sorry. So I was trying to win the receptionist over as well. I want to be likable to them. I want them to like me. I want to be friends with them. And in some of the offices of some of my clients, I sometimes speak with a receptionist more than my clients, the escrow officer or assistant. Because who's the first person I see when I walk in? The receptionist. I'm so sorry, excuse me. I am so sorry. Anyway, I was saying, they're the first person I see when I walk in. They're the last person I see when I walk out. And so usually I'm just trying to, greet them, say hi to them. And I spend time talking with them. How has your day been? If any plans for the weekend? How was your past weekend? Or if I get to know them and really know what they like. Hey, did you watch? How did your team do this past weekend or the other day? Anyway, right? Some offices I spend a lot of time talking to the receptionists, because they're the first ones I see and the last ones I see as well. So, and sometimes when I get there too early and no one's at the office to drop off documents with, that's who I drop it off with, is the receptionist, and talk with them. So what I'm saying is, how are you perceiving? How is your perception of the receptionist at the front desk? How do you look at them as a hurdle, something you need to get by, or do you look at them as part of your client as well? Because that whole office should be your client, the whole office. It's almost that reference when someone says, I don't know what the real reference is, but it's kind of gauging you as a person. Do you talk to the janitor and greet the janitor of a building the same way you treat the CEO and greet the CEO of the building? That says a lot about you as a character, as a person. And when I first heard that, I heard that many years ago. But I always thought of that. I always thought that rang true. You should treat everyone the same, whether they're the janitor or CEO. You should be treating them the same. That should be the same with the receptionist. You should be treating the receptionist the same way as you would the escrow officer or assistant, or the mortgage officer or assistant. You should be treating them the same way. They're your client. They work at your client's office. They are your client. That's how you should look at them. In fact, sometimes if you bring something in to your escrow officer, like a little treat or goodie bag, or to the assistant, maybe bring something for the receptionist as well. Maybe you might win them over. Maybe your perception of them is why your business is where your business is at. If you struggle marketing, then maybe it's because it's the way you look at the receptionist. It's probably your doing. Your struggles is probably, well, it is your doing. I'll tell you that right now. It's your doing, but you started off that way mentally. You mentally walked in there struggling because of your perception of the receptionist. They are your friend. They're there to help you get in. And so when I hear people struggling about that, where they're struggling with the receptionist, I can guarantee you it's because that's their mentality, that the receptionist is the gatekeeper. I never struggled. I never struggled walking in. I never did. Because I never thought of the receptionist that way. I've never thought of them that way. I just thought of them as, they're the first person I'm going to contact. And, how do I present myself to them so that they go in the back and get the escrow officer or escrow assistant. I personally market more towards escrow officers, but, relay that to your marketing strategy. If it's home builders, because home builders also have receptionists, mortgage offices, they'll have it. The real estate offices, they have receptionists too. So however you market, just apply. Just replace the words I'm using. That's just me personally. But whatever I'm saying here, replace the words, and it rings true, right? And again, when I'm giving you this information, you guys, as I'm passing on these tips for you, also think about how you can incorporate these into your life. What kind of person are you when you're at this grocery store? The person that's cleaning up a spill. Are you saying nice? Are you greeting them? Are you saying hi to them too? Or just the employee that's looking at you? Do you just say hi to that employee, right? Like, use this in your daily life to just say hi to everybody. Treat everyone equally. Treat everyone respectfully. And in fact, the receptionist, you should really sweeten over. It doesn't hurt to bring them something. Bring them something. In fact, there's a office near me, one of my clients, and we're getting to that fall season, and I don't know what this came to my mind. I want to give her a caramel apple. I don't know why I thought of that. I was in there recently. I saw her at the desk. She was just working. In fact, at this office, and I don't actually interact with the receptionist at this office because I go through a different entrance to go drop off and pick up my documents for my client. So I don't go towards the front area as much. Once in a while I do, and I always say hi to her when I do. But I think it's because I don't really see her or talk to her often that I thought when I saw her, I want to give her a caramel apple the next time I come here. I don't know why, but it came to my mind. So because it's in my mind, I have to do it. I feel you need to do that sometimes. If something comes to your mind, if someone comes to your mind, you need to act on that. You need to call that person, whatever. It's just something I believe in. I can't explain it. It's a side note to this topic, but I'm just saying, if someone comes to your mind, call them. If something comes to your mind, act on it. So anyway, I want to bring her a caramel apple. Don't know why I thought of it. I just did. And I'm going to do it just to say hi to her. I'm not trying. This is already my client, right? I'm not trying to sweeten her over as the receptionist, but it's because I don't talk to her that much. I don't see her that much. I want to bring her something. And that's a genuine feeling. When you have genuine feelings, you should act on those, in my opinion. Anyway, so this episode, I just want to reiterate. How do you think of the receptionist? If you walk in there again with the mentality that they are the gatekeeper, and they're a hurdle for you, that is the wrong mentality. That is going to hurt. That is going to hurt your marketing tactics. I shouldn't say tactics, but that's going to hurt your marketing. because you already mentally are going to be struggling. You need to look at them as your client. The receptionist is your friend. They're the ones you're going to say hi to. They're the ones that are going to go back and grab the escrow officer, escrow assistant, or, replace whatever noun it is that you market to. They're the ones that are going to go grab that person. So you want to win them over. You need to know what you're going to say. Hi, can I help you? What are you going to say? Right? How are you going to market? Again, I did a marketing training with the loan signing system. If you're a student, you can watch my training. In fact, I put it in last week's episode. I put the link there. I'll put it again this week. I'll do it again this week. I do go into a lot of details of how I talk to the receptionist in that training. You have to be a student of the loan signing system. You have to be a student. I also put my affiliate link, so if you click on that, that will take you to the courses, and you have to get what they call the 6-figure course. Get the 6-figure course. You can watch that training. There's so much training. There's so much great information. I'll put it in the links in the description of the YouTube and the podcast. It'll be there. Just scroll down in the description. I've got you. Okay. If you want me to fine tune yours, if you want to say, hey, Derek, this is what I say. This is what I do. What do you think? Hey, I'd love to hear it too. I wouldn't mind giving you some advice. You might teach me something. I'm totally open for that. Feel free to reach out to me. I'm easy to find. And in fact, scroll down in the YouTube or the podcast description, and there's a link there for all my contact information to find me as well. So anyway, I hope this helps you guys, right? If you're going out there marketing, again, to home builders, to realtors, to lenders, to escrow offices, look at the receptionists as your friend. Look at them as your new friend, as your client. They are your client as well. Look at them that way. Treat them that way. Go in there, right? I don't want to say it's a sales pitch, but when you walk in and you're okay, I'll just call it that. I don't know what else to call it at this moment on the spot. But as you're giving your pitch, you should have one for the receptionist, not just the person you're trying to get business from, but from the receptionist. You should have something for them. You should talk to them in a certain way. All right. I hope this helps you guys. Let me know if it does. Follow me on social media at Peak Signing. Please, if you're getting value from this, please subscribe. I'd love for you to just follow or subscribe, whatever it is. Leave comments. I see all the comments. You guys, some people, in fact, this weekend I'm going to go in and reply back. A lot of people have been replying to the YouTube videos. That means a lot to me. I read those, and I'm gonna get responding to those this weekend. I read those. I appreciate them. I really, really do. Thank you so much. Catch you on the next episode. Bye.